Here in California, the Michael Jackson child molestation case is officially underway. On Monday, both the defense and the prosecution came out swinging in opening statements, presenting wildly different views of Jackson and his accuser's family. Journalist Maureen Orth is covering the trial for Vanity Fair magazine. Maureen, good morning.
Good morning, Katy.
And Maureen, first of all, despite or perhaps because of the gag order, there's been lots of information and misinformation leaked about the case, but now both sides can finally go on the record. Can you give us a summary of the prosecution's actual case against Michael Jackson?
Well, the prosecution said that Michael Jackson was somebody who had exploited these children, who had given them a lot of liquor, that this boy was a cancer victim, and that this family had come to the ranch thinking that he was their savior, when in fact he had made Neverland a place of no restrictions, no wants, and turned people who were once well-mannered kids into hellions, and that they would show in vivid particular with witnesses how much he had plied them with liquor from a secret wine cellar, and that they had been held against their will in 28 separate instances. He recounted for us. It was a statement that went on for 2 hours and 42 minutes. So both sides are promising a great deal.
Meanwhile, Maureen, anything unexpected from the prosecution?
Well, I think really the amount of pornography that they said that they found littered all over the private area of Michael Jackson's bathroom and his bed chambers, the fact that the brother of the accuser had seen him molest his brother, who was probably passed out from the liquor he had been given. It's really an accumulation of detail about how much the family was subjected to, which of course is completely contradicted by the defense.
Right. In fact, I was going to say, Maureen, clearly lots of questions about the credibility of the accuser's mother. She's been called a grifter, an opportunist, been involved in other lawsuits, may have approached other celebrities for financial help. I understand the prosecution tried to deal with these things head on and launch a preemptive strike, if you will.
Yes, well, at one point, I mean, one of the major points that Tom Mesereau, the defense lawyer, was making yesterday was that this mother was somebody who had gone many times before to use her children as tools. It's very important that he destroy the credibility of her and her family and make her the defendant as opposed to Michael Jackson. He used a lot of big names. He said that she stayed in the same place in Neverland that was the favorite room of Elizabeth Taylor and Marlon Brando. He talked about Michael's friendship with Princess Diana, and that Michael was naive and had a trap set for him. And at one point he said that the mother had also gone to Jay Leno and asked her for money, and Jay Leno had told the Santa Barbara police that he smelled something wrong and rebuffed her.
You know, it was interesting, Maureen, because Mesereau did not only mention Jay Leno's name, he also talked about George Lopez, Jim Carrey, and other celebrities who say they were targeted by the accuser's family. How effective will these famous names be, in your view, as the trial unfolds?
Well, I think if he's trying to show the difference between this family that was grifters, a scheming stage mother perhaps who was out for money, and to bring the power of celebrity names. I think the idea that he was suggesting that Michael Jackson was a great friend of Princess Diana's and they had both been victimized, things like that. But also the prosecution was promising Debbie Rowe, whom they called the surrogate mother, would tell how she had been forced to make false statements in a rebuttal video. It's all about the Martin Bashir documentary that the prosecution said rocked Jackson's world, made it a train wreck. And the defense is saying that Bashir also set a trap for Michael Jackson.
And aren't they going to make a little hay with the fact that a lot of the allegations were subsequent to when the documentary aired on February 6th?
They say that the defense says it's absolutely ludicrous to assume that with all this going on at Neverland, with networks competing for a rebuttal video, etc., that this would be the time that Michael Jackson actually molested the child, and that the prosecution actually shifted their timeline from a previous time in February. The prosecution says that this boy and his brother spent almost every night for a month in Michael Jackson's bed.
All right, Maureen Orth. Maureen, thanks so much for getting up so early and talking to us this morning. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Katy.
And